All right, let's dive into Dave Ramsey's The Total Money Makeover. You've given us a ton of material.
Yeah.
Looks like you're really serious about getting your finances in shape.
Absolutely.
So this book, it makes a pretty bold promise.
It does.
It's not about getting rich quick.
Right.
It's about long-term financial health.
Exactly.
Ramsey lays out this proven plan for financial fitness.
Yeah.
Could even have you debt-free, except for the house, in just 18 months.
That's right. And that 18 months is just the first part.
Oh, wow.
It's steps 1 and 2 of his 7 baby steps.
The 7 baby steps.
Okay. Climbing a mountain.
Yeah.
And navigate that obstacle course at base camp before even thinking about going up.
Okay, so walk us through those first couple steps at base camp.
First, you build that starter emergency fund. Just $1,000.
$1,000, okay.
Your safety net, so you don't go into debt when little unexpected expenses pop up.
Makes sense.
Then the debt snowball.
Oh, yeah, the debt snowball.
Pay off your smallest debt first, no matter the interest rate.
You know, I've heard about that, but it seems counterintuitive.
It does.
Wouldn't it make more sense to tackle the debt with the highest interest rate first?
Well, Ramsey argues that it's more about behavior than math.
Okay.
You knock out that smallest debt, you get this feeling of accomplishment.
Yeah, like a win.
A little victory. It keeps you motivated.
I see.
Keeps you on track, like a psychological trick.
So like small wins, dopamine rush, crave that progress, and then before you know it, you're just hooked on paying off all your debt.
Exactly.
Oh.
That ties into one of his central themes.
Okay.
Confronting those money myths that keep so many of us stuck in this cycle of debt and financial stress.
Oh, yeah.
He calls people out for being financially flabby,
He does not hold back.
living in denial about their true financial state.
He's not afraid to ruffle some feathers.
No, he's not.
He backs it up with some pretty shocking statistics.
He does.
97% of people don't systematically pay extra on their mortgage.
It's mind-blowing, isn't it?
It's mind-blowing.
And another one, the average millionaire drives a 2-year-old car, paid for in cash.
Wow.
Think about that.
They could afford a new car every year,
Easily.
but they choose not to.
He calls it dumb math.
Dumb math.
Paying $495 a month on a car for your entire life versus investing that same amount.
Okay.
By retirement, you could have over $6 million.
Yeah, suddenly that new car doesn't look so shiny anymore.
Right.
So it's those small choices over time.
Huge impacts.
It's shifting your entire mindset.
That's exactly it.
That's powerful.
And that shift is crucial when it comes to another money myth.
Okay.
The idea that debt consolidation is a solution.
Right.
Might lower your monthly payments, but you could end up paying more in interest.
So like putting a Band-Aid on a broken leg.
Exactly.
Sounds better on the surface, doesn't actually fix the problem.
Doesn't address the root cause,
That's just...
often overspending and a lack of discipline.
Yeah.
Changing your habits, not just shuffling numbers around.
That brings us back to the debt snowball.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to do something radical to break free.
He uses the analogy of a log jam in a river.
Oh, I like that.
Sometimes you got to use dynamite to break it up and get the water flowing again.
Okay, so what does dynamite look like in the financial world?
Well, it might mean selling something you don't need,
Yeah.
getting a side hustle,
Side hustle, yeah.
or even pausing your retirement contributions to just blast through that smallest debt.
I see.
It's about taking bold action to create that momentum.
I love that it's not just slowly chipping away at the debt, it's taking a sledgehammer to it. Gazelle intensity.
That's a great way to put it.
Attacking your debt like a gazelle escaping a cheetah.
Because debt can be a predator.
It can.
Do some damage if you let it.
I'm feeling that gazelle intensity myself now.
Yeah.
But before we get carried away with blasting through debt, that emergency fund,
Right.
Murphy repellent, that safety net,
Exactly.
keep those little unexpected expenses from derailing everything.
And trust me, those unexpected expenses, they'll come.
Oh, I know.
Money Magazine says 78% of us will experience a major unexpected event in the next 10 years.
Wow. So it's not if, it's when.
Exactly.
Having that emergency fund in place.
Makes all the difference.
It's not just the car breaking down, it's the peace of mind.
Absolutely.
Knowing you can handle those situations without resorting to credit cards.
Taking control rather than letting life's little surprises control you.
Yeah, that sense of control, that can have a huge impact on your well-being,
It can.
both financially and emotionally.
They can.
Having that safety net, focus on building a solid financial future,
Yeah.
not constantly worrying about what's lurking around the corner.
Right.
Speaking of building a solid financial future,
Yes.
after the emergency fund is fully funded, we move on to retirement.
We do.
Another area where Ramsey challenges those prevailing myths.
Oh, yeah, big time.
The myth that everything will be fine when I retire.
Right. Not true for most people.
Not true.
The reality is 97 out of 100 people at age 65 can't write a check for $600.
That's a scary thought.
Scary statistic.
So what's the game plan?
Well, he recommends investing 15% of your gross income into retirement accounts.
Okay, 15%.
That seemed like a big chunk.
Yeah.
But remember, this is after you've paid off all that debt.
Right.
He offers a compelling example to illustrate just how powerful this can be.
Yeah.
Joe and Susie Average, they're just ordinary folks,
Yeah.
consistently invested 15% over their working lives.
Right.
By retirement, they have over $2 million.
Wow, $2 million.
The power of compound interest.
That's incredible.
The key is to start early, stay consistent.
Gotcha.
Even if you can only invest a small amount at first,
Okay.
every little bit adds up.
Speaking of investing, let's talk about college funding.
Oh yeah, college.
Ramsey has some interesting views on this.
It's interesting is a good word.
Challenges this belief that a college degree guarantees success.
He does.
In fact, he says he attributes only 15% of his own wealth to his college education
Really?
and 0% to his actual degree.
He's not saying college is useless.
Huh?
Stresses the importance of understanding the purpose of a college education before investing in it.
So it's about being intentional,
Right.
figuring out what you want to do,
Yeah.
choosing the path that supports those goals, rather than just blindly following the traditional college route.
That's a great way to put it.
And when it comes to saving for college,
Yeah,
Ramsey has a clear preference.
he does.
Big advocate for the 529 plan, especially the flexible type.
That's right.
Gives you more control.
More control, especially in today's market.
Yeah, you want to be able to adjust.
Exactly.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground.
We have
We've got to talk about the big one,
the big one.
paying off your home mortgage.
Oh, yeah.
Ramsey considers this the ultimate goal.
The ultimate goal.
True financial peace.
Being completely debt-free, even from your house.
That's a pretty bold statement.
Not the conventional wisdom.
No, it's not what you hear from most financial advisors. But Ramsey argues that owning your home outright provides a level of security, stability that no investment can match.
He does. He warns against those adjustable rate mortgages, the ARM.
Oh yeah, those can be scary.
Incredibly risky.
Yeah.
Especially if your financial situation changes.
Right.
He tells this heartbreaking story about a woman named Jill.
Oh, I think I remember this one.
Husband became disabled.
Right.
They couldn't keep up with the payments on their ARM. They lost their home to foreclosure.
That's a stark reminder of how quickly things can go wrong
It is.
when you're relying on debt and circumstances change.
Underscores his point that true financial security comes from owning your assets outright.
Outright not being saddled with debt.
That's right.
So once you've reached that milestone, completely debt-free.
Yes.
What is baby step 7, build wealth like crazy? What does that actually look like?
Not stuffing money into a savings account, that's for sure.
Okay.
True wealth is about having your money work for you.
For you, not the other way around.
Exactly. When your money makes more money than you do, that's when you're officially wealthy.
Officially wealthy, all right?
He introduces this concept called the pinnacle point.
Pinnacle point.
When you can comfortably live off 8% of your nest egg,
Okay.
at that point, everything becomes downhill from there.
Coasting downhill financially.
Exactly.
That's a powerful image.
He encourages listeners to do the calculations, see how close they are to reaching their pinnacle point.
It's not just a pipe dream. It's a tangible goal.
It is.
Something you can work towards.
Absolutely.
So it's not just about dreaming of financial freedom. It's about having a plan to get there.
That's the heart of the Total Money Makeover.
It is.
Taking control so you can live a life that's fulfilling, a life aligned with your values, your priorities.
We've covered a lot of ground in this first part.
A lot.
From those money myths to the debt snowball, the emergency fund, it's clear that Ramsey's plan is so much more than just dollars and cents.
Oh, absolutely.
It's about taking a holistic approach, understanding the psychology behind money management,
Yeah.
choices that align with your values and your long-term goals.
Exactly.
And we're just getting started.
We're just getting started. As we dig deeper into the Total Money Makeover, I can't help but think about how some of Ramsey's advice,
Yeah.
it can seem a bit radical.
It can. It challenges the norms
It does.
that we see every day.
Absolutely, like using cash.
Cash, right? In a world of tap to pay and online shopping, feels almost countercultural.
It does.
But Ramsey's pretty adamant about it.
Oh yeah, he calls using credit cards a stupid tax.
A stupid tax because
We overspend so easily without realizing it.
I know there's something to be said for the tangibility of cash.
You see it leaving your hands.
You feel it.
Makes the spending real in a way swiping a card just doesn't.
Like that old envelope system, right?
The envelope system.
You divide your cash into categories for the month.
Right.
You actually see how much you have left.
Exactly. No more guessing game.
Checking your bank balance constantly.
And it can help curb those impulse purchases.
Yeah, you have to pause, consider the cost.
You make that conscious decision.
Is this worth it?
Is this item worth parting with my hard-earned cash?
It's a built-in mindfulness practice for your spending.
It is.
That ties into his emphasis on personal responsibility.
Absolutely, taking ownership of your choices.
And speaking of choices,
Yes.
let's talk about an area where Ramsey's advice might raise some eyebrows.
Okay.
His stance on prepaying funerals
Funerals.
and college.
Not a fan.
He's not a fan. Seems logical to prepare for those big expenses ahead of time.
He argues that money is better used building wealth through investments.
Oh?
Those prepaid plans, hidden fees, and restrictions limit your flexibility down the road.
I see. He's also wary of debt management companies.
Oh, like Ameridebt.
Ameridebt, they promise to help people get out of debt, but Ramsey warned they can actually damage your credit score.
It all comes back to taking control,
Taking control.
creating a budget, sticking to it, and systematically chipping away at that debt.
Using the debt snowball.
The debt snowball method.
So instead of relying on those outside entities,
You become empowered to solve the problem yourself.
that internal sense of control and responsibility.
That's it.
Now, another obstacle that can hinder our financial journey is a lack of knowledge.
Right.
And I don't mean ignorance in a negative way.
No.
Simply not having the tools and information
Right.
to manage money effectively.
He talks about how personal finance is rarely taught in school.
It's not,
People are thrown into the adult world.
but they are.
Without those basic skills, they feel lost and overwhelmed.
He goes on a bit of a rant about how society needs to bring back personal finance education.
He does. He's passionate about that.
He is essential for everyone, regardless of income or career.
Makes a great point.
Imagine how different things would be
I know, right?
if everyone understood those basic concepts.
Budgeting, saving, investing, debt management.
It's not about being a financial whiz.
That-
Having the knowledge, the confidence.
to make informed decisions.
Exactly. Ignorance isn't a sign of stupidity,
Right.
just a lack of exposure.
We all start somewhere.
We do.
Never too late to learn.
I appreciate that about Ramsey's work.
Me too.
He makes it feel accessible to everyone.
He does.
Clear language, relatable stories, practical advice.
Like having a financial coach cheering you on.
Yeah, he's definitely a proponent of taking action.
Action, not just reading the book.
You got to put it into practice.
Putting those principles into practice, making tough choices.
Being gazelle intense.
Oh, yeah.
Attacking your debt like a gazelle escaping a cheetah.
Vivid image.
It might mean selling something,
Right.
taking on a side hustle, putting goals on hold.
To achieve that ultimate goal of financial freedom.
It's about understanding that freedom isn't about deprivation.
It's not.
It's about prioritizing what's truly important.
Saying no in the short term to achieve something greater in the long run.
Exactly. Understanding that financial freedom isn't just about having lots of money.
It's about having the ability to live a life that's truly fulfilling.
Fulfilling.
Pursue your passions, give back, experience the joy of a life not burdened by all that.
Debt and stress.
Exactly.
Speaking of joy,
Yes.
Ramsey's not all doom and gloom when it comes to finances.
Oh, no, no, no.
He talks about having fun with your money.
He does. Once you've achieved that security,
Right.
it's important to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Enjoy it. Travel, hobbies, treat yourself.
Treat yourself, treat your loved ones.
It's all part of a balanced life.
Absolutely.
Just saying yes to the things that matter.
Without worrying about the cost.
Exactly. Now, another key aspect of his philosophy is managing your own money.
Managing your own money.
He's not against seeking professional advice.
No, but stresses the importance of being informed.
Informed, an active participant.
Surround yourself with a team of experts.
Okay, a team of experts.
Estate planning attorney, a CPA,
CPA.
insurance pro, investment advisor.
But ultimately, you make the decisions.
You're in the driver's seat.
It's like a board of advisors, but you're the CEO.
Exactly. And he warns against blindly trusting advisors.
Especially those who use a lot of jargon.
Oh, yeah, all that complicated language to sound smarter.
He's got a point. If they can't explain it so you understand,
Right.
maybe find someone who can.
Exactly.
He also makes a great point that the financial advisor who loses your money won't live with the regret
That's right.
and the pain that you will.
Powerful reminder. We're responsible for our own well-being.
We are.
Now, I don't want to leave out one of the most heartwarming aspects.
Okay.
The focus on generosity.
Ramsey believes giving back is essential.
It is for a fulfilling life.
He's not talking about being a millionaire philanthropist.
No.
It can be simple. Helping a friend.
Volunteering, donating to a cause.
It's about recognizing that money is a tool.
A tool,
Can be used for good.
make a positive impact.
And that's something we can all do,
We can.
regardless of income.
Giving isn't just for the wealthy.
It's a mindset
A way of life.
that can bring joy and fulfillment,
Absolutely. It's about recognizing that connection.
that we're all connected.
We have a responsibility
Use our resources.
to make the world a better place.
As we wrap up this second part of our dive into the Total Money Makeover,
Yeah.
I'm struck by the depth and breadth of his philosophy.
It's amazing.
It's not just numbers and
It's
spreadsheets.
not.
It's personal responsibility, mindful spending,
Yes.
using your resources to create a life of purpose and meaning.
Absolutely. It's important to remember no financial plan is one size fits all.
Right. What works for one person.
Might not be the best fit for another.
Exactly. So while those baby steps
Yeah.
offer a fantastic framework,
They do.
adapt them to your circumstances.
Right. And do your own due diligence.
Exactly. Take the debt snowball, for instance.
The debt snowball, yeah.
Incredibly powerful motivator.
It is.
But some critics argue,
Yeah.
not always the most mathematically efficient.
There's that argument.
So focusing on the smallest debt, regardless of interest rate.
Could cost you more in the long run.
Potentially, yeah.
Some experts say tackle the highest interest rate first.
To minimize those costs.
Exactly.
So there's a trade-off
There is
between the psychological benefit
the motivation.
of the debt snowball and pure mathematical efficiency.
You got it.
It becomes a personal decision
It does.
based on your personality
Yeah.
and your situation.
Exactly.
If you thrive on those quick wins,
Need that extra push.
the debt snowball could be your best bet.
It could be.
But if you're disciplined, motivated by the numbers,
Yeah.
prioritizing the highest interest rate debt might make more sense.
It might.
And let's not forget Ramsey's recommendations for investing.
Investing, right?
He's a strong advocate for mutual funds.
Especially growth stock mutual funds.
He suggests diversifying across 4 types:
He does.
growth and income, growth, international, and aggressive growth.
Aiming for a 12% return?
12%, historically pretty ambitious.
That's where some critics raise concerns.
Yeah, achieving those high returns consistently over the long term.
Might be unrealistic.
They also point out that he doesn't give much attention to other options,
Like index funds, real estate.
which can be valuable
Can be.
to a well-rounded portfolio.
Absolutely.
So while Ramsey offers valuable guidance,
It does.
important to do your research.
Explore all your options
Maybe consult a financial advisor
to create a strategy that aligns with your goals.
and your risk tolerance.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
I love it.
Understand those risks and rewards.
Now, another area that sparks debate.
Okay.
Ramsey's advice on avoiding debt
All debt.
at all costs, even a mortgage.
He believes being completely debt-free, including your home,
Yeah,
brings unparalleled peace of mind.
powerful idea.
But there are counter-arguments.
There are.
Some experts suggest that in certain situations,
Yeah,
taking on debt, like a mortgage with a low interest rate,
could be advantageous.
could be.
So if you could secure a rate significantly lower than the potential return on investments, it might make sense to keep the mortgage and invest that extra money.
Some people use that logic.
Yeah,
Be a sound strategy.
depending on your circumstances and goals.
Highlights the importance of being informed.
Making those decisions that align with your unique situation.
Exactly. The Total Money Makeover.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal resource.
It is.
But it's not a cookie cutter solution.
Mhm.
It's more like a recipe.
Recipe, I like that.
You can adapt it to your taste,
Okay.
adjust the ingredients, cooking times.
Create a dish that truly satisfies you.
That's it.
Great analogy.
And speaking of things that satisfy,
Yeah.
let's revisit generosity.
Ramsey emphasizes that.
He does. It's not just scrimping and saving
It's about using your resources.
to make a positive impact.
He believes giving back is essential.
Essential ingredient for a fulfilling life.
And it doesn't have to be about huge sums of money.
No, not at all.
Finding ways to help.
Volunteering, donating, lending a hand.
It's about recognizing that money is a tool
A powerful tool.
that can be used for good.
Make a difference.
So as we conclude our deep dive into the Total Money Makeover,
Yeah.
some key takeaways.
Takeaways for our listeners.
What can they do to begin their journey?
First, confront any denial.
Denial.
Honest look at your situation.
Even if it's uncomfortable,
Even if it's uncomfortable, yeah.
identify those money myths.
Those myths holding you back.
Challenge them.
Are they really true?
Or are they just excuses?
That's the question.
And create a budget.
A budget, even a simple one.
Cornerstone.
Gaining control.
Making intentional choices.
Budgeting isn't about deprivation.
No.
It's about empowerment.
Explore the debt snowball.
The debt snowball, yeah.
Be open to other debt repayment strategies.
Find what works for you.
Start building that emergency fund.
Even a few dollars at a time.
Peace of mind.
Think about your long-term goals.
Retirement, homeownership, education.
Start investing early and consistently.
Even a small amount.
Time is your ally.
And don't underestimate the power of giving back.
Giving back, absolutely.
Yes, find ways to make a positive impact.
No matter how small.
Those acts of generosity
Can bring joy.
ripple outwards.
Create a more positive world.
So remember, the Total Money Makeover.
It's a journey.
It's not a destination.
It's about progress, not perfection.
Be patient with yourself.
Celebrate those successes.
Don't be afraid to seek guidance.
Financial freedom is within reach.
For everyone.
It's about taking control, making those informed decisions.
Living a life that aligns with your values.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights
And feel empowered.
to take control of your financial future.
Until next time.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.